You forget 90% of what you learn within 24 hours. You know this. You still do nothing about it. Meanwhile, chess grandmasters memorize tens of thousands of positions, entire games played a century ago, every variation, every trap, every counterattack, stored permanently, retrievable in seconds. They're not geniuses. Magnus Carlsen's IQ is 190, but Garry Kasparov's around 135, average for a doctor, so raw intelligence, isn't it? The difference is a cognitive system that makes their brain work like a supercomputer while yours runs like a laptop from 2009 with 47 tabs open. 3 methods, that's all. I'm about to show you exactly what they are, and by the end of this video, you'll never approach memory the same way again. Chapter 1. Pattern stacking. Most people memorize facts. Isolated, individual, disconnected facts. Formula here, date there, definition somewhere. Their brain treats every new piece of information like a stranger. No context, no anchor, gone by morning. Wrong approach, completely wrong. Grandmasters don't memorize moves, they memorize patterns. A grandmaster doesn't see 32 pieces on a board. They see 5 or 6 recognizable structures, threat clusters, familiar shapes. When Dutch psychologist Adrian de Groot tested grandmasters in the 1940s, he showed them chess positions for 5 seconds, then asked them to reconstruct the board. Grandmasters recreated it almost perfectly. Average players got maybe 4 pieces right. Here's the twist. When de Groot showed random, nonsensical positions with pieces placed in ways that could never occur in a real game, grandmasters performed exactly as badly as beginners. Why? Because their memory wasn't photographic, it was pattern-based. Remove the pattern, remove the memory. Your brain works the same way. When you try to memorize a list of random vocabulary words, your brain sees nonsense positions, no pattern, nothing to hook it to, gone. But when you connect new information to existing knowledge, build a pattern, attach a structure, your brain treats it like a familiar chess position. It snaps it in, locks it permanently. Here's how you do it. Every time you learn something new, ask one question. What does this remind me of? That's it. Link it, anchor it. Your brain will do the rest. New programming concept, attach it to something mechanical you already understand. New historical event, connect it to a pattern you've seen before. New formula, map it to a shape your brain already recognizes. Stop memorizing isolated facts. Start stacking patterns. But here's the problem though. Patterns get you in the door, they don't keep you there. Chapter 2. The pressure simulation. Grandmasters don't just study chess, they compete constantly. From age 7, they sit across from opponents who want to destroy them. Clock ticking, stakes real. Stress flooding their system. And that stress is not the enemy, that stress is the tool. Most people study in comfort, soft chair, low pressure, no consequences. They highlight, they reread, they feel productive, they're not. They're cosplaying learning. Neuroscientist Elizabeth Phelps at Harvard proved that moderate stress during learning dramatically increases memory consolidation. Your brain interprets stress as a signal. This matters, survival relevant. Keep it. When there are no stakes, your brain files information in the trash folder. Might need this later, probably won't. Delete. Grandmasters solve this with something called blitz training, speed chess. You get 2 minutes for the entire game, no time to think. Pure pattern recall under pressure. They're not playing to win. They're training their brain to retrieve under stress so that when the real tournament arrives, retrieval is automatic. Your version is simpler. Close the book. Timer on. 2 minutes. Write everything you remember. No peeking. No safety net. Your brain will panic slightly. Perfect. That panic is dopamine and norepinephrine flooding your prefrontal cortex. Those neurochemicals physically tag the memory as important. The struggle to retrieve is not the sign that it isn't working, it's the mechanism by which it works. Raudiger and Karpik proved this at Washington University in 2006. Students who tested themselves repeatedly retained 50% more than students who reread the same material, same content. Totally different outcome. Testing wins, always. Hit subscribe before you forget that. We fix leaks here. Chapter 3. The post-game autopsy. Here's what separates grandmasters from everyone else. Not the hours they study, not their opening preparation, what happens after they lose. Every serious grandmaster performs a post-game analysis after every single match, win or lose. They sit down, usually alone, and replay the entire game, move by move. Not to feel good about the wins, to find every mistake, every suboptimal decision. Every moment where a better pattern existed and they missed it. Magnus Carlsen has said publicly that he learns almost nothing from his wins. He learns everything from his losses. Most people do the opposite. They review what they already know, practice what they're already good at. It feels productive, it is useless. You're rehearsing competence, not building it. Psychologist Robert Bjork at UCLA calls this the study then test illusion. When you review familiar material, recognition fires and you feel like you know it. But recognition and recall are completely different cognitive processes. Feeling like you know something and actually being able to produce it under pressure are not the same thing, not even close. Here's your autopsy protocol. After every study session, write down 3 things. What did I get wrong? What did I almost get wrong? What would have tripped me up if I hadn't reviewed it just now? Those 3 questions expose exactly where your pattern library has holes. Then you drill only those holes, not the whole subject, just the gaps, like a grandmaster isolating the endgame weakness instead of replaying openings he already owns. This is why grandmasters improve while average players plateau. Average players replay their strengths. Grandmasters hunt their weaknesses, deliberate, surgical, relentless. Here's the thing though, you can stack patterns, simulate pressure, and run post-game autopsies every single day. But if the information you're memorizing evaporates overnight while you sleep, none of it matters. You're filling a bucket with a hole in the bottom. That's why I made this video breaking down exactly how surgeons make forgetting impossible using spaced repetition and the algorithm that locks memory permanently. It's almost unfair. Watch it next.